Hey baddies, welcome to another Auntie Amy's Trashy Tarot. Today I'm doing a pop-up pick a card reading. This one's going to be all about what timeline did you just jump to? Okay, this reading came up because literally I think many of us have jumped to a new timeline. We had some really powerful things happen in the world recently, and it's become very apparent to me that we have been aligned with some new energy. So that's what this reading's about. If this is your first time to my channel, hi, hello, how are you? It's really good to have you. I enjoy connecting with new people, and I am grateful for you spending some time with me today. If you're a returning subscriber, hey guys, what is up? How are you? It's always good to connect with your energy, and I appreciate you guys stopping by. So, how does a pop-up pick a card reading work? Well, I take a deck. In this case, I'm going to take the Oracle of Portals deck. This is a really great deck. I love this deck. How many times can I say deck? Okay. As you can probably tell, your auntie me is highly medicated due to my autoimmune disease, and sometimes I slur my words or act awkward. My channeling can get kind of interesting. So anyway, so we're going to take this deck, the Oracle of Portals, and we're going to shuffle it up, and whatever pops out is going to be the pick a card. And sometimes I'm guided to pull. We just kind of go from there. And today I'll be pulling as I go, and we'll see what Spirit brings forth about this new timeline. Okay, so let's get into it. All right, Spirit, tell me for my group one, what is their new timeline? What is the message about this new timeline? What is the message for my group one? What is the message? What is the card? What is this like? Ooh, okay. Okay, we have two that came out. All right. I feel torn. I've never had them flip up like this, and there's two of them. We have Olympus, and we have the Realm of Fae. And can we have two cards for group one? Can we? Okay, I feel like we can because we make the rules, right? So I'm going to put like one on top, which should be on top. I feel Olympus was on top, so we're going to do that. And you know what? The people who don't watch this won't know. Okay. That'll be our little secret. Okay. Group two. Tell me group two's card or cards. Okay. For their new timeline. Tell me about their new timeline. What do they need to know? What is up? What is the message for my group two? What is their psychic linking card? Okay, we had several. Nope. Yeah, we did. We have four. Okay, well, this is on top. So, you know what? I'm not going to look at the four, though. Okay, we're not going to look at all four. Although we did with this. That's the way it goes. Group two, New World. New World on top. Okay, that's your pre-shuffle. All right, surprise, surprise. That's a new thing. Okay, so my group threes. Tell me about my group threes. What is the cards for my group threes? What is their psychic linking object? Tell me about my group threes. We want to know all about my group threes. Tell me about my group threes. Okay. All right. These two, I'm going to take two. No, these three. And the bottom one is going to be the card. Voyage. Okay, we're not looking at the other ones. Group one, you got lucky. So we have Olympus. Group one, you are Olympus. Okay. Group two, you are New World. I feel like I'm selling you soap or something. And group 3, I'm tongue-tied. We have Voyage. Voyage. Okay. All right. So I will include a little photo for those of you guys who need a bit more time to see which group you're drawn to. That photo will be brighter as well. So if you want to see them in a brighter light, you'll have that there in the photo. And if you're drawn to more than one group, there probably is going to be more than one message here for you. And with that said, I will see you beautiful, magical baddies on the other side. Bye, guys. Hey, Group 1, all of you that selected Olympus, this is going to be your reading all about what timeline did you align to, all right? It seems like we all kind of made a jump, and yeah, so that's what this reading is about. Now, keep in mind, this is a general reading, so just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. Now, if you didn't watch the opening, you may not know that there's 2 cards here, okay? The second card that came out for you was Realm of the Fae. Isn't that a beautiful card? All right, so we have Olympus and Realm of the Fae is a timeline that has opened for you. And what I'm feeling here with these 2 cards is that there's an alignment with nature and with the realm of the wild, and an alignment with your natural gifts and abilities. Some of you guys have natural gifts with herbalism or growing plants or horticulture. This could involve animals as well, crystals. Astrology is a connection with nature. Also healing, making ointments and potions and healing modalities through nature, making products, food, things like that. Also with your more intuitive gifts. That's what this timeline is about. And it's about connecting with that energy within. The realm of the Fae is within you, okay? And as you do this, receiving a blessing, okay? So this is a blessed timeline, okay, with Olympus here. And Olympus talks about challenges. It's a blessed timeline that may have some challenges in it, but the challenges are there to help you ascend and grow and learn, and to help you refine your focus and your vision. The challenges on this timeline are different from what you've been through, okay? Because there are blessings that come from the challenges. It's not like hardship, pain, hardship, pain, hardship, pain, nothing. Hardship, pain, nothing. Okay? This is more like challenging you to go within and connect with nature, your natural self. Those kind of challenges. Challenges of connecting with your gifts and abilities. Challenges about your authentic self, your authentic truth. Challenges about building businesses and platforms and skills, attaining skills, those kinds of challenges. Okay, so let's get some more cards and see where we're going with this. This is the archetype. This is an archetype oracle deck. Tell me more about my group 1's timeline. Here we have this one. We have agape, love. This is love. This is love from the universe. Okay. Also alignment of chakras here. I feel this is the chakra system. This is a healing timeline. Okay. This is a timeline of experiencing more love in general, especially love from the universe. The universe is going to love on you. Okay, the more that you get in touch with your true gifts and abilities, the more the universe is going to love on you. Okay, with blessings, abundance, and things like that. It's very positive. This energy, this agape, it's a deep, protective type love. I think it's something that you probably haven't experienced before. And it's meant to help you develop a deeper sense of compassion so you can connect more deeply to the healing work that you do. Okay, some of you guys are called to be teachers. There's something about kindergarten. Maybe you're a kindergarten teacher, or you're being called to teach young children here. And to do that effectively, you have to, have a well of compassion. But some of you are called to be like teachers. Okay, I'm being called to pull these 3 cards. Okay. All right, tell me more about this timeline. We have soul star activation, fulfilling soul contracts, remembering who you are. Okay, so I feel Horus here, by the way. I feel like that's what's happened. You have fulfilled many soul contracts, whatever that means to you, your obligations on a soul level, okay? That's what happened. You guys have done a lot of work, okay? And you may not have realized it, but you closed the chapter on many things. And so, because you did this, you almost had to jump a timeline. You quantum jumped, okay? You may not remember, but many of you went to a gate in the, it's in your Akashic records. You went to a gate in astral, okay? And you and a group of people jumped together, okay? You finished your business on that timeline. You were done. Your soul contract was done. It was up. You were like, okay, so you jumped here. You had grown as much as you could on that other timeline, okay? So you jumped over here. And you jumped with a group of people. That group of people is going to come into play for you, okay? We have solar light upgrade, solar plexus chakra, inner fire, willpower. Okay, you may find that your drive, your ambition, your clarity of those things has or will sharpen over the next 6 months to a year. Okay, you may find that once you connect more deeply to your gifts and abilities and you start figuring out like what it is you want to do, you will find that the universe supports this by the increasing of your drive, things picking up speed for you. Now, I have to mention to you with the realm of the Fae, there is this energy of encouraging you to go out literally into the forest and connect with nature. Be in the moment, be present, see the beauty, listen to the wind, listen to the crickets, listen to the birds, listen to the trees, be in silence, okay? In the moment, that's where the Fae live, okay? And they speak in the sparkles and the noises of the wind, okay? If you go with the intention of really connecting with this inner realm within you that connects to the Fae, bring a gift, okay? They don't really get into like words of gratitude. They like sparkly things. So bring something that sparkles, a sparkly crystal or something like that, or some sparkly jewelry or something. But usually we want to bring something that's good for the environment, so we want to keep that in mind, okay? And if that won't be for all of you, so just take what resonates there. We have halls of learning, spirit guides, confirmation, great lessons. Okay, this feels like the halls of the Akashic records. And I feel like There's something here about you guys, um, like being able to access the records of the Akashic energy. We call it the Akashic Library, but it's a living, breathing kind of energy. And it's constantly moving and changing. Okay. And, we thinking of it as a living, like a library, makes it easier for the human mind to kind of comprehend what it is. But you can level that up by thinking of it as a quantum computer that can interact with you in a very like 5D way. Okay. And I feel like there is an engagement and an activation of certain parts of your Akashic records. I think it was a couple of years ago, I started talking about these vaults within some of our Akashic energy, our records, okay? And some people have these vaults. I feel like you have a vault that's been opened, and what's happened is you closed out all these contracts, and the percentile chance of this was the odds weren't in your favor, okay? But you did it. And because of that, this special kind of vault energy, that's how I'm explaining it. It's hard to kind of like explain these things, was opened. And that's what this timeline is. It's this vault that's been opened. And for you, it is connected to like nature, natural magic, natural healing. Okay. Some of you guys are doulas, like you have doula energy. You have doula or death doula energy. You have the ability to help people in times of crisis. You have the ability to heal people with your touch. You have healing touch. Some of you guys, it's very powerful. And some of you guys have the ability to really connect with plants and herbs and increase their ability to heal with your knowledge of energy and crystals and copper and things like that. There is a higher learning of herbalism. Okay, there's a higher learning of plants and plant sources for food. There's a higher learning of animals, and if you eat animals for food, there's a higher understanding that happens. Okay, and I feel this here. I feel like there's also this energy of needing to recognize that there's an ending. There are things that have ended. Okay, there are things that you have let go of. Okay, that the chapter's ended for you. That can be very difficult. When you wake up and you're like, oh, things feel different. That's over. I've walked through that. It's done, especially if it's something that you've been working on for a long time. Okay, and I'm talking about the chapters you've closed, the soul contracts. It can mean saying goodbye to people, to relationships. You've probably already said goodbye to some of them. It can mean jobs that don't work and you're shifting. It can mean a life that doesn't work. It can mean a life that hurts, okay? And you're shifting your energy. And it's like this timeline is about you letting that go. And some of you guys need to do a ritual. I'm seeing like water and a little raft and whatever is meaningful for you on the raft, and you let it go, like literally let it sail away. For some of you, it's writing it down and letting it burn. Be safe, be safe. But just a acknowledgement that you're moving out of that energy that really you have. That's what the strange energy is. That's what's going on in the world. This weird stuff, this shift you see happening in front of you. That's what this is. We have slid into a brand new timeline. And I will tell you guys that, and you may be aware of this, that this slide, this new timeline, this was something that many, many people worked on. Okay. They worked on by prayer, chanting, conjure, the craft, magic, spell work. They worked, there was a lot of stuff that happened behind the scenes for long periods of time that people worked on to get this timeline going. And then you had people on the 3D level working. And then you had people on the, 5D level. Then you had people, behind the scenes kind of like working. So this timeline is very energized with that. And many people continue to work to keep it moving. Okay. So the more you move into this timeline, the more solid it becomes in your life. And that's why it's important to acknowledge that you have completed these soul contracts. And you feel it. You feel it falling away. You feel it. And it is sad. It can be very sad to realize that, you know what, I'm kind of leaving some things behind. You might feel like you're changing a lot. Let's see what's going on with your money. I have some money cards here. Let's see what's going on with your money. Tell me about the money on this new timeline. Tell me about because the money matters. It does. And because that's how we live right now, right? So we need to know. And your timeline, there's money here. There's success as you go deeper into your own gifts and abilities and connect with nature in the realm of the Fae. Okay, tell me more. Tell me more about the situation. Tell me more. Give me some cards on their money on this new timeline. Okay. We have money manager. Oop. Tell me more. I feel like you're going to need to you're going to have money to manage. You're going to have money to manage. You're going to have to know where to save your money, where to keep your money, where to put your money. We have slow. But I don't think it's going to be overwhelming. Gaia. Woo, Gaia. Woo woo. There it is. There's that naturopathy. There's that nature magic I'm feeling. Okay, let's get some tarot. Tell me about this money energy. Tell me more about it. We have the Ten of Cups peeking out as I and the Emperor as I start to shuffle. Okay, tell me more about this. I feel like slow really is about slow and steady. Okay, we have a turtle here. I don't feel like it's going to overwhelm you. I don't feel like it's going to be like, oh, I don't know what to do. I just feel like you will have situations where you will have to think about where you put your money, and you'll have money to manage, okay? And it's going to come from your connection to the planet, nature magic, okay? Your natural gifts and abilities. Oh, I had to move that card because there was boobies. And you might see some mosaic stuff because I had to move the card. But anyway, so I feel like slow and steady wins the race. So tell me more about the money. Tell me more about this timeline. We want to know more. Okay, this one wants to come out. We have the Three of Swords. Okay, tell me more about this Three of Swords. I feel like this is the energy you're leaving or overcoming. I feel like there's been a lot of disappointment for you guys. This is hard. The move to the new timeline is hard. Okay, we have the Magician. There you go. Yeah. I feel like there's an awareness that you have the ability to overcome. We have the Ace of Cups here. You have the ability to overcome. This is for you. You have the ability to do this. You have everything you need to make this happen. Your future, your business. But it's like transmuting your pain into possibility. That's what I'm getting with these 3 cards. Transmuting this pain of the 3 of Swords with the Magician into possibility with the Ace of Cups, okay? And I feel like that's what you're doing. You're learning from your past mistakes. You're learning from where you've been with your soul contracts, and you're bringing it forward, okay? This is going to help you make money. We have 2 more cards here. We have the 3 of Wands and the King of Cups, okay? So 33 is a powerful number for you, okay? And we have the King of Cups here. I feel like this timeline is about you kind of like feeling your way through it intuitively, like your path. You need to pay more attention on this timeline to your intuitive hits. Logic is always going to be important, but in order to properly prepare yourself for your Ace of Cups, your wish fulfillment, it's important to follow your heart, like follow your intuition. Pay attention to your empathy, pay attention to your gut. It's going to help you lead the way, okay? And for you, there's a strong connection here with nature. I keep saying that, but it's true. Nature is going to help guide you, literally. So ground to nature, spend time with nature, okay? Also, joy. Joy is very important. And the realms within you, like your consciousness, your own ability to transmute things, and recognizing that you are a master transmuter. Like your ability to transmute energy is very powerful with this agape energy. I feel like you have this ability. Like you have, that's part of what you're taking from the old timeline, is this ability to, in a masterful way, transmute energy. Transmute this 3 of Swords. So negative energy, painful energy. This could represent people's pain, people's sorrow. It could be through healing modalities, different ones, different kinds. Art heals, medicine heals, plants heal, nature heals. It could be a lot of different things. But you guys are your master transmuters, okay? And you know, you take the 3 of Swords and turn them into the 3 of Wands. You turn them into possibility. And on this timeline, your emotional health is very important, okay, with the King of Cups. It's very important that you take care of yourself emotionally and you put up good boundaries, okay? Because with all of this growth comes a heightened sensitivity. And you need to learn to trust your gut on this timeline. When you meet people and it feels off, trust that shit, okay? Trust it. It's not going to mislead you. Your gut is not going to mislead you, okay? Because your timeline has ascended, okay? And people think ascension is like one event, and it can be. But ascension is also a series of steps. It's a series of like learning and growing. Learning and growing and moving on. Learning and growing and moving on. Learning, growing, and developing wisdom. There comes a time when we learn and grow, and then we graduate to learning, growing, and developing wisdom. Transmuting the growth into a kind of wisdom that we're able to share through word of mouth, through writing, through acting, through music, and healing modalities. And we become more awake to our gifts and abilities, and we're able to share more, okay? I do feel like there's a slow and steady growth of money here. For some of you, the slowness might not be great. You might want like a rush, but I feel like the money is steady. I don't feel like there's lack here. I just feel like the money manager tells me there's money to manage, okay? But it's not, if you're building a business, you want it to be stable. Whatever you're building, stability is important. you know, some may say, well, it's better to get $1,000 at once than $200 for 5 months. Well, to some people, that might be true. But for others, they prefer stability because they're building a stable kind of thing. So if it's $200 for 2 months for 5 months, and then it jumps to 300, you know, it becomes something that you can count on more often than not. Okay. And I feel like that's where we're at with that. Like, this is a timeline of stability, of giving you stability. And that might not be something you've ever had before in that way. The universe is going to love on you. Okay. We have the Eight of Swords and the Four of Swords. Okay. No reversals. So we have the Eight of Swords and the Four of Swords. And it feels like these cards are telling me that, of course, we have the Eight of Swords where you don't see your way. You're not able to see your way out. It can feel like overwhelmed, confusion. I'm blinded. I have no idea. You know, the traditional Eight of Swords is where the person is blindfolded and there's a bunch of swords around them, but there's an opening in the front, but they can't see their way out. And it can be a difficult place to be. And I feel like for you guys with the Four of Swords, there's recovery from that. And, you know, it's not just a lightning bolt moment for you. It's something that happens over time, because I'm getting pulled to the slow card. Because I feel like this Eight of Swords where you feel confused or overwhelmed and you just can't see your way out, I feel like this is an energy that is going away. It's an energy that you probably had for a lot of your life. And through you're transmuting a lot of negative energy and developing wisdom, you're recovering from that energy. You may have a lot of anxiety. You may still have some anxiety, but it won't be as bad because you've developed some wisdom here. You've developed some knowing. There's recovery from feeling like you don't know what to do, feeling like you don't know where you're going. There's a period of rest here. There's a period of, you know, release, because the Four of Swords is recovery after the Three of Swords. Okay. So, you know, you are healing. You're finding peace on this timeline. What you do on this timeline is very fulfilling. Okay. And it's a peaceful timeline. It is less dramatic. And I know when you look out in the world, you're like, really? Because it seems like it's full of drama. Well, outwardly, it may be, because those changes are necessary, okay, to create some positive moves for the planet, okay? And in our own worlds, we're seeing necessary moves to create a positive life individually, okay? And that's what I'm feeling here. A lot of necessary moves to kind of like get you on a path of fulfillment, of stability, okay, and of you expressing your most authentic gifts in the most powerful way you can while enjoying your life and the stress of life diminishing. And that in itself is huge, because stress, I know that because I feel stress with this group, like a lot of stress, and stress can steal your life from you. Okay. I understand I lived in a very high stress kind of state. I lived in a hypervigilant state most of my life. And we forget how to enjoy life. And I feel like for you, this timeline is about teaching you about balance and enjoying life. And part of you going out in the forest or the backyard or wherever it is and really getting in the moment and connecting with nature is about you slowing down and getting in the moment of now and connecting with that master transmuter within and seeing how powerful you are, seeing how much you've learned and grown so that you can take the blindfold off and understand that you have the power to walk out of those Eight of Swords. You always did. It's just like Oz, the Wizard of Oz. You always had the power, honey. You've always had the power. But you just had to see. And now you do. And now things start lining up for you. Look at this card. Now things start lining up for you. And, you know, there's so much light here. There's so much love and compassion for you. So it feels like a timeline where you're going to experience a lot more compassion and love from the universe. All right. Okay, group one, that's what I received for you. I hope this was a helpful and an enlightening reading. If it was, please let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear from you guys. If you haven't subscribed, please do. I'd love to have you as a member of my tribe. If you'd like to see more readings like this one, give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you beautiful, magical baddies on the other side. Bye, guys. Hey, group two, all of you that selected New World, this is going to be your reading all about what timeline did you jump to? What are you aligning with? Okay, so if you didn't watch the opening, then you probably don't know that there are cards behind this card. You got more than one card, okay? So your first card is the New World. Okay, so we're going to put that here. And then we have Return. Look at that cute little puppy dog. Okay, and then we have Underworld and Descend. Okay. So I feel like with the New World, you may be feeling really uncomfortable. This new energy, if you haven't been feeling this, this may be coming to you relatively soon. Sometimes when new energy pops up, we just feel weird. We feel kind of like unusual, like something may be wrong, but we're not sure. Just this energy of, I don't know. And slowly with time, we begin to get used to it. But it does feel like there's some uncomfortable energy here. Okay. Just know that it will get better. Now, these three cards tell me that the Return is speaking to me of heartbreak. Okay. And I feel like this is heartbreak that you're carrying with you. Unlike group one had the energy of closing out a cycle. I feel like your heartbreak has kind of come into this new timeline. But on this timeline, I feel like with Descend and Underworld that there's some truths about this heartbreak that's going to come forward for you and make it much easier for you to move forward. Now, this heartbreak can be about, family, friends, an ex, whatever. Okay. But there are with Descend, there's some deep truths that are going to come into play. Okay. There may be shadow work here involved on your new timeline. But it feels like you come out of this in a much more healed space. Okay, let's get some more cards here. Let's get, I have a few cards out here. Let's do the archetype here. This is the archetype deck. Give me a couple of cards. Let's shuffle it. Okay, we're going to shuffle it up for you. Tell me more about the timeline for my group two. Tell me more about the timeline for my group two. Sorry, I bumped the table with my knee. I'm just squirming underneath the table. I don't know why. Okay. I feel like what you're feeling, we're going to take this card right here. The heart. Okay. Well, I feel like we have a broken heart here. So there's the heart. I feel like the heart is broken. And this is like a nest. It's hard. Especially when you have deep pain like this. It can take years to heal this kind of stuff. And it's important that you are kind to yourself. I don't feel, yes, one of these. We're going to take one of these. I feel like I may be pulling from a couple of other decks as well. Give me one card from this deck, please. Brokenhearted. Okay. And you start this timeline with this kind of brokenhearted energy, and everything feels weird, and you're not sure what's going on. And there is this descend energy where you start to go deeper. They gave me 2 cards. Okay. All right. We have I am present. Presence. Light body activation. Ascending the divine within. We have Orion activation, supernova, recreation, renewal, rebirth by light. Yeah, some people don't realize that really is kind of what shadow work is about. It's about like dealing with your darkness, dealing with a lot of hidden aspects, and really igniting the flame or the light within. You become the light in the darkness. You become more aware. And I feel like for you, your heart chakra is dulled. Like there's a dullness to it because there's so much brokenness here. And you're aligning to a healing timeline, a timeline where you are able to get healed. You're going to heal this brokenness, this broken-hearted energy. Okay. 1 from here. Okay. Okay. Ow. I hurt my finger. You know, you may feel really disconnected from spirit. You may feel just weirdly kind of spacey, because it's as if the hand of the divine just kind of starts moving in your life to help you get clarity about this brokenness. Some real truths, and the truths can be difficult to deal with because, you know, it's revealing the truth about someone you cared about, you probably still care about, the top. Okay, we have the soul journey. Okay, that is this new timeline for you. And we have transformation, the phoenix. Okay, this timeline is a phoenixing experience. They want me to pull 1 more from this one. Okay, and we have animal kingdom. Boom. The first group had some animal, well, they had nature. I'm feeling like you have a animal totem or animal spirit guide coming forward. Okay, it could be a bear, a wolf, an owl, a deer or a stag, an eagle. All right, so you may already have those. All right, one of those. And this is just your confirmation. Tell me more about my group 2. Tell me more. You're on this journey. You're on this journey, and it's a powerful one because you're going to learn some truths. Tell me. We have weeds. Neglecting to address the weeds within will prevent you from abundantly receiving. There's something that needs to go, and you're going to get clarity about what needs to go. And some of you guys you are robbing yourself of happiness. Tell me more. Give me another card here. Tell me more about this. This card wants to come out. We have terracotta pots. You have profound power when you stay true to yourself and those around you. Okay, so you have betrayed yourself. Okay, there's a truth here that's going to become very apparent that you have in some way betrayed yourself. Listen, this is more common than not. Okay, and many times we do this to get love. Okay, we let people do horrible things to us. We accept much less than we deserve. We accept people who are malicious, and sometimes they have just the worst intentions, but we look past it because we love them. We look past it because we think things will get better. We look past it because we don't think we can do anything else. And we hold on to it, like stuck on it, like taffy. Get stuck on things, you know, and we feel like we can't break away. And then one day something happens and we're heartbroken because we invested everything into that, be it a person, a partner, a child, family, whatever it is. And it can absolutely feel like we're being destroyed in our heart chakra. The pain can be so intense. And we can go into that destructive energy and kind of do a little bit of self-destructing. And it feels like this timeline really is about, with the weeds here, rooting that out. Some of you guys have parasitic activity going on in your heart chakra that is related to this broken-hearted energy. So let's get into that. Tell me about this. I wanted to make sure that this is the deck I wanted to use. Okay, tell me about this parasite. Tell me more about this. Yeah. You have some kind of parasitic energy here that really, it's keeping you broken. And I feel like this is something that you were given, some of you in childhood, some of you from a relationship. We have the Three of Cups and death. Okay, so this tells me that there's connections in your life that need to transform. Okay, your connections are going to transform on this timeline. Okay, tell me about this. Tell me about these connections that are going to transform. Yeah. We have the Five of Swords. Okay, these are very destructive connections. Okay, this could be person, not place, but family. This could be romantic, could be friends, or people you think are friends. They're not your friends. Okay, if this is a romantic partner or ex, they don't care. And you know this, and it's hard because you think you love them. You think you love them. Okay. This is part of the problem. You think you love them. And one of the truths that you need to understand is you have an idea in your head that you love, that you think is them. But they show you the harsh reality of who they are. This could be family, this could be friend, this could be a romantic person. Okay, keep that in mind. They've shown you who they are, and they're not who you think they are. They don't fit the image. And you are going to have to see this truth. Okay? It's painful to see the truth. And it's almost like this parasite, this love parasite, doesn't want you to see it because there's some kind of connection there. Just because somebody is nice to you every now and then, just because someone tells you they love you every now and then, doesn't mean it's not manipulation. Do they get something from you when they say that? Are they after something? Listen, I had to see something like this. It was extremely painful, okay? But I'm telling you, you can bounce back from this shit. Okay, you absolutely can. You have Phoenix energy here. You are on a Phoenix timeline. And it is extremely uncomfortable. People are like, I want to be a Phoenix. I want to do the Phoenix thing. Listen, being on a Phoenixing timeline is difficult. Okay. And it's a path for the brave. And you would not be on this timeline if you weren't up for it. Okay. You're very powerful. And there's a reason why you've gone through the things you've gone through. There's a reason why you've had those experiences. So what happens here is the descend energy and getting dealt some truth and sitting with it, not going to coping mechanisms that are negative, not going to, soothing mechanisms that are negative, but sitting with that shit, journaling it, getting help if you need it to deal with it. But allowing yourself to react, allowing yourself to be emotional, allowing yourself to process and digest it. It will absolutely change you and empower you because you will know how strong you are. You will also be able to pull out this parasite. You will disempower it. it will disappear. That love that you had for that person, that fake mask you put on that person will disappear, and you will see truth, and this brokenness will begin to heal, and you will begin to know yourself more. That's part of the phoenixing energy. You're reduced to ashes. I mean, the truth is hard and cold sometimes, and sometimes we're made to sit with it and digest it so that we understand it, so it doesn't happen again, so that we can gain wisdom. There's a grieving process, especially if this means a loss of a connection. We have to grieve it so we can let it go, so we can understand what we've been through. And then there is the moment where we strike our own match, where we burst into flames again. And sometimes it's a slow simmer, and sometimes it's just poof. And there we go. We're the phoenix, we're on fire. We feel energized. We feel vitality again. We see the new world for what it is. New possibility. You begin to see that you have all this room in your life for new people, for new things that you want to do. And, these cards speak of setting, the new world speaks of setting your intention. Set your own intention for this timeline, because you're the phoenix. And so this is your soul journey, and you are the phoenix, okay? You are I am presence, okay? You are the spark of the all. You set the intention for this timeline. What do you want to experience? What kind of things do you want to share with people? What kind of gifts do you want to elevate? Think about it as big and grand as possible. Set your intentions and watch your life change. Watch the right people begin to enter your life, because you'll glow as you transform. The phoenix is fiery, and phoenixes, people who do this process, they affect the collective. You absolutely affect the collective. What do you think we're seeing in the world? We're seeing people who have, prayed and chanted and conjured and cast spells and done all kinds of things. And also done high-level work of phoenixing energy and been beacons of light and holding the grid and building the grid and all sorts of things. We could talk at very high levels about what's been done to help this timeline, help this new positive timeline. And it's important that we engage it and we work through it and we move. Because as we do, we support this timeline, this positive timeline coming in, okay? Because we want this. We want the positive timeline. It doesn't mean everything's going to be peachy keen, but understand, just like your life right now, you're going to have to kind of purge some things. That's what the descend is. That's what the shadow work is. Understand that you're going to rise. That's what your timeline's about. You're going to rise as the phoenix, and you're going to be unstoppable. Okay, some of you guys have already done a lot of shadow work, and the phoenixing event is coming for you. And it's going to change things. It's going to change how you see people. The Eight of Cups. And you might find yourself moving on from people, from places, from things. A lot of times when you have this phoenixing experience on your journey, you find that you're no longer aligned with people. Especially if you've been in situations where you have loved or cared for people that you've put masks on them. And then you do this descend work, and all of a sudden the masks are off and you see them for who they truly are and your relationship, and you realize, I'm being used by 99% of the people in my life. I need some distance. I've got to think about this. So it changes the game. And sometimes you find yourself moving on from people. It doesn't mean that you'll never talk to them again. It just means that you're moving on for clarity. You can always go back. But sometimes the truth of our interactions is ugly, like our relationships with people, especially people we love. And it's hard to see the truth of being used. It's hard to see the truth of someone who's close to us using us all the time. And it's hard to see our mirror of allowing that because it makes us feel loved. And what happens when we go into the underworld, we descend, is we start looking at, why do you use that toxic behavior to feel loved? What within you needs to be fed? Where does that empty void come from? That is the shadow work. Why is that empty void there? That's part of the phoenixing energy. Getting really in there and finding that kind of stuff out. It's very intense. And you'll find yourself moving away from people who trigger that. It can get very complicated. And some people will be like, you're changing. I don't know you anymore. And you'll start moving in your more authentic frequency, and it will repel some people. People will be like, I don't like this new you. I don't like this. And the thing is, it's not really a new you. It's the real you. And you're seeing the real them. And there does come into play a forgiveness element. There will be people that you see for who they really are, but you also know there's something deeper there as well. So it's complicated, and that's why your emotions are important, your empathy is important, and it's always so important to judge your own relationships and not rush into things. There's no rush. No one's holding a stopwatch here, okay? This is your life. This is your phoenixing energy. This is your timeline. And it's a healing one. It's a self-healing timeline. But there are weeds around you that need to be revealed. Weeds within you that need to be looked at, It can be tough moving away from people who planted those weeds. But you may find after a time of growth that you can return to those people. And it's the energy changes. And it's okay. So it's different for different people. Let's get the bottom card. We have the Hanged Man. Tell me more about the Hanged Man. We have the Six of Swords. So we have two cards here that speak of motion. And, I feel like the places that you have been stalled at, especially with this brokenhearted energy, you're going to find motion. But it's not going to be like a perfect situation. It's not going to be, there's going to be issues, okay? And that's okay. I think it's important for you to understand that it's not perfect, because being a human being is not a state of perfection. We are part of nature, and nature is imperfect. And if you can give yourself that grace, it will help you move forward. Always know that you can go back to these issues. Like some of these issues, you're not going to heal up completely. Okay? So shadow work is always there. It's an ongoing thing. You work in your shadow, you heal it, you move on a little bit, you grow, you do whatever, and then you're called to do it again. Okay? It is a path of self-mastery. It is a path of the phoenix. Okay? And this timeline for you is about the path of the phoenix. It's about you getting healed deeply and you having a life that is far more healed and fulfilling. And sometimes you may feel like your life is empty of people because you've moved away from people who used you or mistreated you. And just understand that if you feel alone, if you feel like you're stagnating, that's really healing. You're not stagnating, you're healing. And I will tell you, the deeper the trauma, the deeper the heartbreak, the more intense that time of healing might feel. And you might feel weird, like this new world says. You might feel off as the energy starts to change. As you begin to really heal, you may start feeling energies as very strange. And that's the shifting tides of your timeline, adjusting to this healing energy, beginning to bring in people or opportunity, or changing your frequency rising within the collective as you do this work. Because it's a living, breathing thing, these timelines. People think they're stagnant. They change. They modify as we change, modify, and grow. So there's a lot of deep, rich energy of healing here, but it's personal. It's a personal timeline of healing. Um, and it's powerful because in many ways, it's very inspiring. Phoenixes can be very inspiring to other people because a lot of people are stuck in the Eight of Swords kind of energy where they can't see their way out. They feel very blind. They feel very confused. And seeing someone who has made it out or has risen above their own issues can be very inspirational to other people. So, and you guys might be like, I don't want to be inspirational. I understand that. A lot of people who are inspirational don't want to be inspirational because, I've said this on my community page because I've had people say, I'm inspirational, and you know, I'm just like, there was a lot of pain behind that inspiration. Okay, there's a big story behind that, and there's a lot of suffering. And people don't really pay attention to you until your story is inspiring. And so I understand the difficulty here. Okay, I understand the pain here. And to say it's inspirational, I get how that might be received. So I understand that. But to other people, it gives them hope. That's what being inspirational is about, giving people hope. And if you can kind of just understand that and take that to heart, I think you kind of understand how sometimes us doing our own thing and just working on ourselves can be healing to the collective because it gives people hope. And if you can just give one person in your life hope to keep going, to rise, to keep, trying to live a happy life and to seek, connection with others, then, you've done a lot because that person affects other people and so on and so on. So I feel like you guys have probably a farther reach than what you think right now. And that's okay. Because this timeline starts with you guys being very focused on internal healing. Okay. I want to encourage you to seek out the healing modalities that you're called to. Okay. If you need to see a doctor, go see one. Okay. If you need to see a massage therapist, go see one. I know money's tight, but I'm just saying. Do what you need to do to take care of yourself, okay? Because everything you do matters and adds up to healing. If you need to change your diet, if you need to start taking vitamins, whatever it is, okay? Whatever you feel called to, do those things because it's going to help you feel more comfortable in your skin. And it's going to make this process much more easier, okay? All right, group 2, that's what I received for you. I hope this was an interesting and enlightening reading. If it was, please let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear from you guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I'd love to have you as a member of my tribe. And if you'd like to see more readings like this one, give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you beautiful, magical baddies on the other side. Bye, guys. Hey, Group 3, all of you that selected Voyage. This is going to be your reading all about your new timeline, the timeline that you jumped to. So keep in mind, this is a general reading. It's a general session. So just take what resonates and leave the rest behind. So I had a little accident with my camera, so your view's probably a little different. So that's the way it goes, y'all. Anyway, so we have two other cards that came out. If you didn't watch the opening, then you don't probably know. But there was two other cards that came out with your card, and they are Adventure and Beyond Fear, you guys. So it sounds like your timeline's going to be fun. Beyond Fear, look at that card. And Adventure. So some of you guys may be traveling, literally. You may be traveling more. You may be moving as well. Let's get a couple more cards here. It feels fun. Beyond fear means, there's this energy that you're going to be pushing past a lot of your fears. Fears that you've had before will no longer hold you back. Some of you guys may be flying somewhere to see someone or something like that. Okay, we have several of these cards that flipped out. Two landed in my lap. So, okay, we have Chamber of the Violet Flame, Karmic Release, Radical Transformation. Okay, I feel that. Look at that card. Isn't that awesome? It's amazing energy. This channel used to be called the Violet Realm. Okay, and so I really vibe with the violet flame and that energy and the realm of possibility with that. We have the Heart of Source, all-encompassing love, unconditional acceptance, serenity. Ooh, I love this card. Powerful energy there. And then we have High Heart Activation, dropping shields, divine love. Your heart is healed. Ah, beautiful. I feel a lot of joy on this timeline. It feels very joyous. It feels very open. It feels happy. It's happy. I'm happy on this voyage. This is a happy, adventurous voyage. I feel like you get to accomplish things on this timeline that held you back by fear. Oops, in the other one. Okay, I'll take them all. They kind of flew out, didn't they? We have protection. Okay, so you're going to be very protected on this timeline. You have a lot of like divine protection. Okay, we have Tree of Life. Vitality, health, wealth. Dropping, I'm hearing like dropping roots, setting down roots. We have intuition. Ooh, your third eye is just, I feel it expanding. And we have rest. Ooh, beautiful. You may resonate with like dolphin energy or mermaid energy. You may be a Pisces or an Aquarius. Okay, let's pull one from this. We have an archetype deck here. I want to pull from that as well. I'm running out of room, but I don't care. I never do I? Okay. I feel like you are reaching a higher state of your timeline. Like you've ascended your timeline. Like your old timeline has ascended into a higher vibration of the old timeline, if that makes sense. It's a little different from the other groups, okay? So yours is like your relationships will vibrate higher, okay? I feel like you're helping to expand the people in your life. You're helping to expand their energy. I just felt hot on like the right side of my body. I felt like a heat pulse. That's so weird. I feel like a heat pulse through. So this card here, we have the Storm. Ooh. I feel like you're here to kind of like help people through the Warrior. You're here to help show people the Destroyer. and we have nectar. I feel like you're probably a shadow worker, a light worker, a witch. You are here to help people go through their own storms. Okay. You're very, very powerful. And because you're here to kind of like help people battle through, um, you're like, you have warrior destroyer energy. Okay. And I don't, how do I say this? I feel like you're very powerful. Okay. And um, I feel like you're very, and I hesitate to say things like this. Okay. But you're like an old soul. Now, age, time is an illusion. So when I say old soul, I mean a more advanced soul. But when I say advanced soul, I'm also like, that's icky because it's different. But you just have access to a lot more internal wisdom and knowledge. Your capacity to help guide people on this leg of the timeline is ascending. Okay. There's rainbow energy here, so LBGTQ energy, Q plus energy. You may be a member. It doesn't have to resonate, but it may for some of you. I also feel like there's this energy of renewal here, strength as well. I feel like there is high magic energy here, like high witch energy as well. Someone who is a high priestess or a high priest. This could be past life energy coming forward with this destroyer energy. I feel like you're here to help people go through the storms of their own life, okay? And while you're doing this, you reap this nectar, this sweetness in your own life because you can show them this stuff because you've done this stuff. Like you faced this shit. You know what it feels like because many of you are from a different timeline, right? You're from a different timeline where you have been through some awful, awful shit. Okay. And so you're bringing that knowledge here. Okay. And I know earlier I said that you're ascending your timeline. You are. Okay. And you're going to say, well, how can I be from a different timeline and ascending this timeline? Because time is an illusion. Okay. Time is an illusion. So if you remove the time element, then in a quantum universe, those things can happen at the same time, okay? And I know it's hard to kind of wrap your brain around that, but let's just suspend time and understand that you have the ability to access yourself. Let's think about the Akashic records and a quantum, like a quantum universe. You are here and you have the ability to access all selves, all timelines, all your abilities now, okay, and bring information forward, okay, even if it's from like another timeline, okay, that you lived, okay, because you're ascending this timeline, okay. You may actually, some of you guys, be dealing with your future or future self, or like yourself in another dimensional space, may be coming forward as a guide, okay? There is interaction with self here for some of you guys, and this is mastery, okay? This is mastery. You know, when Luke is taught, like in Star Wars, when Luke is talking to the Force and things like that, you know, we could say on some level that could be Luke interacting with, you know, a higher self perspective or an interdimensional perspective of a mirror of his all self or his higher self or something like that. I hope I'm explaining this because it's out of time. Okay. So we are ascending the same timeline. Some of you guys have the experience of being in a different timeline. You have memories, you have future, access to future memories, if you will, or future, whatever you want to call that, future stuff, okay? But you're on this timeline, okay? And you're using that information to help people who are going through their storms. Does that make sense? I hope so, because it's complicated. Okay, it's complicated because time throws things off a little bit. So let's get some more energy here. Let's tell me more about this. It feels like your intuitive self grows. And it feels like this is your consciousness as I pull on intuition in the chamber of the violet flame. I'm feeling like a huge expansion of your consciousness. That makes it easier to understand what's going on with you in this timeline, okay? Understand that I feel like some of you guys have access to multiple timelines, information, and you may feel like you've lived those lives, okay? Understand that it's very imperative that you stay present in this timeline, okay? So you don't shift, okay? Because you are ascending this timeline. Do you hear what I'm saying? Like when you start having visions and memories and predictive kind of energies from another timeline, I need you to understand that, and you have a level of self-mastery where you can do this. Understand that you're getting that information to help you with the timeline you're in. Don't allow yourself to kind of slippy slide, okay? If you know, you know, all right? Some of you won't, that won't apply. Just please take what resonates. Use your own discernment, okay? You probably already know that. All right. And, you know, I feel such a expansion of your consciousness that that's part of the power of the destroyer warrior energy, is that your consciousness will expand or has expanded to the point where you connect with like I am consciousness, with I am presence, with this higher heart activation. You have more access to like divine love, divine compassion, which really makes you an effective warrior. Both for some of you in the world, in the now, in this timeline, in the present, and in astral, in spirit. Okay, now I'm going to talk at kind of like I'm going to talk about astral, okay? For some of you, this will not resonate, and just go with it. And immediately my throat chakra is like, okay. So some of you guys in astral are like powerful warriors, okay? Astral, like light warriors. And I'm seeing you with this holographic white light, okay? And you're very powerful, and people know you, okay? Others of you are like shadow workers, and I see you down in the underworld kind of energy, and you're in the darkness, and you are helping people who are, many of them are lost in their own darkness, and you help them find. I'm seeing someone in the dark. I'm seeing like a shadow worker in the dark, helping someone who's lost in their darkness find. And I'm seeing a person with this other person, like a hooded figure who's helping a lost. And the figure looks like the figure of like a young girl who's lost in the darkness. And this hooded figure is showing the girl the light within her, and it sparks and it glows, and she's able to rise ascend into the light because she's seen the light within her. And when she rises and ascends, then the storms of her life begin to attack her light, to attack her life in some way. And then I see the young woman, the little girl kind of energy, ascend with her light into kind of the storms of her life. And then we have the light worker, the light warrior there, helping her, showing her how to, go through the storms of her life. It's very powerful how these two energies work together. You may resonate with one or the other or none of them. For some of you guys, you're powerful casters or witches, or you pray. A lot of you guys, I'm feeling like you pray, you chant. We all connect with the divine differently, and how you connect is how you connect. Okay. All right, let's get some more cards here. All right. We have Summer Games. When fear rears its head, no need to be worry. Lean in. You're at the edge of evolving. Okay. See how much fun they're having jumping off the edge there? It feels like the Fool. It feels like the Fool card. They're just jumping. They're just leaping. I feel like that's your energy. I feel like you're going to have a lot of fun. You're going to kind of let loose and be fearless and enjoy doing it. Life is an adventure. And while you're doing this and overcoming challenges, I feel like you will come across people who may need your help. They may need your insight. Tell me more about this on this timeline. We have bushels of apples. Invite your truth forward. Invoke the power of healing, growth, and the true essence of who you are. You're going to be living their truth. You're going to be the embodiment of your higher self. And it's going to bring you more joy than you thought it would. I think it's going to bring you more peace than you thought it would. The clarity is going to be so real. And because your consciousness is so expanded, your clarity and your intuition is going to be so crystal clear that you're going to be able to use it to help bring in more happiness. It's almost like for you, happiness is a currency. Okay, we have citrine here. And it says, confidence is a skill that can be cultivated, and you are now being guided to reach for the light within yourself. I feel like you're going to be feeling so much more confident to really go for the things you want. And if you don't get it right away, you're going to get up and try again. It's like the bounce back is real for you. It's not failure, it's learning is what I'm hearing. It's not failure, it's just learning how to win. Is what I'm hearing. There isn't really failure here. It's learning how to win. Let's get some money cards for you. Tell me about my group 3, their money on this timeline. Tell me about my group 3. Tell me about their money on this timeline. My group 3, tell me about their money on this timeline. And then we'll get some tarot. My group 3, tell me about their money on this timeline. Tell me about their money on this timeline. Okay, that one. We have Underworld. Well, I see stacks of cash. I also see a pew-pew. So, I feel like, well, you have fierce energy, and I feel like you're going to protect what's yours. Because you've learned not to let people take advantage of you. I think people will be jealous. This card says to find unconventional ways of making money as well. I feel like you may do that. We're going to take the bottom one. We have take off. things will take off much sooner than you expect. Yeah. I feel like you're going to find some kind of interesting way to make money, or money's going to come in an interesting way, and it's going to take off unexpectedly. It's just going to do well. With bushels of apples, also apples can be about abundance, and also love and citrine. You have that confidence to just take a leap. And I feel like where it comes to money, you just are going to have to like do it. You're going to have to just do it. And I feel like you have what you need. Like, just do it. The universe is supporting you. The universe is supporting you. I feel the top one here. Okay, we have parenthood. Heal your inner child will help to bring in money. I feel like you guys have done this or are working on this, and I think it's going to help bring in ideas to make money. And I think the peace you're going to have in your life is going to allow you to rest more, and that rest will give you clarity on how to make money, how to move financially, and the idea that the universe supports you. I feel like that's big here, and the validation of that the universe wants you to win. We have the Queen of Swords, and it says, ritual and ceremony can acquire all the treasures of heaven and earth. Oh, okay. So, that card's about treasure. We have the Six of Cups, God who stirs all men. Okay. Lifts up those who are fallen and humiliated. So, I feel this energy of, the universe, God, your God forms, your spirit's lifting you up on this timeline, you being lifted up. As you are at peace with the work you do, you're at peace with your life, you're fulfilled, and you help people, and you're very strong. Okay, you have this destroyer energy. You may be a Scorpio. Okay, there's a lot of Pluto energy, underworld energy here. Give me one more card here. I really feel like financially on this timeline, there is recovery here. There are gifts from spirit. There are gifts from the universe coming in for you. And it's just important that you do what's authentically you. Okay, I feel these two cards. And we have the Six of Wands. We have victory. And we have no reversals. So the Three of Pentacles in your work. And what you have victory in the things that you put your energy into, your time, your energy, and your focus. You're going to have victory on this timeline. Okay. I think that's great. A great way to end it. It's a victorious timeline for you. There's a lot of high vibe energy on this timeline. There's a lot of winning on this timeline. There's a lot of support for the people who chose this group. There's a lot of like overcoming fears here and the confidence to do so. And there is a lot of guardian energy. Like you have guardian energy around you. So either the God forms, the spirit you work with, or some of you guys have new guardian energy around you. It's like the universe is holding you and carrying you through this timeline to help you overcome things and for you to get rewards. It's powerful, you guys. It really is. So congratulations. This is a good one. All right. Okay, group 3, that's what I received for you. I hope this was a helpful and insightful reading. If it was, please let me know down in the comments below. I would love to hear from you guys. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. I'd love to have you as a member of my tribe. And if you'd like to see more readings like this one, give me a thumbs up. And I'll see you beautiful, magical baddies on the other side. Bye, guys.